All right, so let's talk about some funny stuff that just I just realized. So, this is about the rabbit trails again. Um, so it's one of the topics that I actually used to believe in, and now that I look at it, it's dumb as shit. It's what it is. It's retarded. It's this rabbit trail that says your spiritual understanding is hindered because you have a calcified pineal gland. So I'm laughing because of how absurd this is. And the Father revealed to me just now, talking about it with my brother here, of what the truth of the matter is. So the misconception is that you have a fluoride in the water and the frequencies. It's calcified your pineal gland, and that's why you're not awake. Oh, gosh, the reason you're not awake, and well, before I get into that, I'll say the people who have woken up think they've woken up to the deceptions. It's not because you decalcified your pineal gland. You're still in a strong delusion if you're not keeping covenant and obeying the Ten Commandments. You're still in a strong delusion. So, what it comes down to is your idolatry, your disobedience to His commandments. That's why you're spiritually blind. They're trying to blame 2 Thessalonians 2:11, the strong delusion that God gives you for wanting to believe a lie. They're blaming that on a calcified pineal gland. Are you kidding me? Really? You see, humans want to blame everything else that's wrong with them, all their disobedience to God's commandments, on other factors other than the rebellion they've had to God's commandments. That's flat out what it is. And so they're allowed to wake up to some of the deceptions of the world, but what they don't understand too is that this is good stuff. The deceptions they think they've woken up to is another deception. You see this? This is how Satan works. It's multifaceted, it's multi-layered, it's like an onion. So you who aren't following God's commandments, who aren't in covenant with Him, who aren't eating clean or preaching the true gospel, the refreshed holy covenant, or rebuking the sin in their neighbor, you're still under a strong delusion, even if you know about the deceptions, because you're still in a deception. The deception is that you're not like, you've been deceived into not following God's ways, and so you think it's all this other shit. Oh, it's frequencies. It's the frequencies they're playing. It's messing with us, and it's the fluoride in the water, and it's the poisons in the food. It's not. It's because of your idolatry. It's because of your rebellion and disobedience to God's commandments. So all these rabbit trails you're going down, they're all part of deceptions that make you think you've woken up, but you're still under another deception. Oh, this cracks me up. It's wild. And I'm telling this, and I know this, and I'm laughing at it because I used to be one of those guys. QAnon and Q movement, and we're all waiting for the EBS system to go off, and all these, we got to get fluoride free, all this and that. And it's like, yeah, that stuff may affect the body a little bit, but it's not what's keeping you blind. It's not what's made you blind. It's not what lulled everybody to sleep. It's not because of the fluoride in your toothpaste. It's because of your idolatry. It's because of your disobedience. That's why. And if you think you've woken up to it, but you haven't fully gotten into covenant with God, you're still under the strong delusion. So it's a false sense of enlightenment. Well, let's use that New Age little term there. It's a false sense of understanding God's truth, because you think the deceptions are God's truth. No, that was fabricated by the adversary. That's who that was fabricated by. So you're still like, it's like he made 3 levels of deceptions, right? He made the obvious deceptions, then he made another deceptions about thinking you're deceived, and then he made another deception about thinking you've woken up, but you still haven't obeyed God. You see how this works yet? Like, stop chasing after these stupid ass rabbit holes and these deceptions and thinking you're woken up, and the frequencies of the fibers, and we can't wear polyester and cotton together, it's making you sick. Like, no, see, that shows me exactly where you're at. If you are, say, a Torah observer, and you go out and buy $500 worth of linen and nothing fabricated of any synthetic materials, you're still under a delusion, just like everybody else. It wasn't talking about frequencies of fibers. And I used to know all the facts of that. Oh yeah, cotton resonates at like 5,000 hertz, and wool is 5,000 hertz. And when you put them together, it cancels each other out, makes 0 hertz, and it draws your energy away from you. See, that's like, you're literally mixing New Age theology with Christian, like following the Father. That's not what that verse is talking about. It was talking about, don't mix true worship of God, obedience to his commandments, and idolatry. Ezekiel 22:26, you're mixing the profane and the holy. It's not about that. It's about, don't lust after the ways of Babylon. Don't mix yourself with Babylon's ways. Not literally frequency of fibers. So, if you truly want to wake up to the deceptions, if you truly want to wake up to the extent and depths of the deceptions, stop doing the idolatry. Come out of the ways of Babylon, my people. Come out of that whore called the Christian church that's propagated by the Catholic Church. Start following his 10 commandments. Eat clean according to the Rainbow Covenant. That has not been done away with. Acts 10 is not about food. He literally tells you what it's about in verse 28. It's about the people. And start actually fulfilling the royal law and telling other people these things like I'm doing right now to you. Go rebuke the sin. The only way you're going to be able to do that righteously is if you know the commandments, because the commandments is your standard for rebuke. If you just go half-cocked out and start rebuking under your own understanding, you're no better off than all the rest of those people out there that are going straight to the pit. Because now you're exercising unrighteous judgment. So, start preaching the covenant of promise that was refreshed by Yeshua. Eat clean, fulfill the royal law. It's that simple. Do those things, and you will do well.